We set up a time to meet prior to when we start. When you show up 3 minutes before you start,
I was here. I was trying to get this thing situated. It sucks.
I show up typically an hour before the show.
Yeah, tell the people why their time is invaluable.
yeehaw.
Just like that, you found the HVAC Overtime Show, the most downloaded HVAC entertainment podcast in the world. Welcome to the show, everybody. What's up, gang? I missed you guys.
You missed that intro.
All you freaks. No, I saw that. It's a little different. What's up with that?
What's wrong
I'm
with
talking
that?
about your intro. We missed that.
My intro, yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, all you freaks in the chat? Will Speed, what's up, bro? Jason Johnson, Herman Lloyd.
Ding.
The Barry of
Ding.
HVAC, if you know what I'm saying. Wink, wink. Froggy Beluga. What else we got? I've seen Cyborg Sheep in there, that greasy-haired bastard. Jesus Tilapia, what's up, man? Freon Leon, I missed that name. That's cool. Oh, man.
Al Anonymous.
So
Tom.
I'm back
Brian.
from my little, what has been like 2 weeks? I think the 2 weeks off, and then the week before that, I was here for like half the show.
Guys, I don't know if we mentioned this, but Bill has a granddaughter.
Yeah, I do.
How old are you?
42. I have a granddaughter. Yeah, it's that's not the reason I haven't been here, but yeah, so I do have a granddaughter, and she is living with us now. And so is my all my kids, all my daughters, my stepdaughter, my daughters, my granddaughter.
Are all their time of the month, so they're all syncing up right now?
They're working towards that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like in the movie The Shining, where the elevator opens up and like all that blood just rushes down the hallway. That's basically my life. It's just in a sea of estrogen. Yeah, it's been interesting. But dude, like, so my youngest is like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months old now. I don't know. She's to the stage where she's like bobbling her head around like this and just like making Chewbacca noises. That's what she does now. But dude, it is rough. Like, honestly, it is just rough. I don't really specifically remember when my other daughter, my 10-year-old, was this age. Like, I don't specifically remember, but I don't feel like it was this difficult. It was just really, it's just rough, man. Like yesterday, I worked late, right? Got home like 8 o'clock at night. Got home, did my thing, made my lunch for the next day, ate dinner, and helped do some chores around the house. Finally get to bed at 10:30. The baby was in bed before I got home. Get to bed, 10:30, like I said. As soon as like my head hits the pillow, the baby wakes up, starts doing her caw and Chewbacca noises. And I'm like, son of a bitch, dude. And I just like woke up and I was like, I just hate my life. I hate my life. We changed her, fed her, got her back to bed. You know, the wife, honestly, she's the trooper. She pulls a lot of the weight in the baby department. 11:30, get the baby back to bed. She sleeps for like 2-3 hours, wakes back up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Same thing. Change the diaper, feed her again. Wife does all the work. You know, I'd help out. But dude, it's just it's brutal. It's been that way for 4 months. She wakes up 2 to 3 times a night. And it's slowly draining my life energy every day. And it's not coming back. It's not like sleep. Sleep and life energy are 2 different things. And my life energy is just being sucked from my body.
Yeah, I agree. I feel the exact same way, and I kind of like you go through times where you're like losing motivation for things, right?
Oh, 100%. I haven't like done an actual good workout, like a physical workout in my home gym in months. You know, I do a little bit here and there. What's this, Chris? The fishbowl party.
The key party. His
Yeah.
wife got mad the last time we made a joke on Facebook or whatever. She's like, "Just put an end to it. That's not real." I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, but then Chris, and he hates it. He tries to put an end to it too, but he actually made a comment. What did he say to keep it actually going, or not going? But he actually egged it on. What did he say? He
well,
says his comment was
he's
funny.
got a hope in there. He's got a hope that
Yeah, that's a good point.
You're bad. No, he doesn't.
Good point. Like if you say it enough, it might just come to fruition.
yeah.
Oh my
Like
god.
one day she'll just be like, you know what? Okay, let's just try it. Let's just get it over with. I invited the neighbors over, Barb and Sam. All right, they're coming over. He's a little fat, but that's all right. Yeah, they're coming over, and we're gonna try this thing out.
He's watching. He's like Joe.
Mm-hmm.
He's a
Can you
good.
imagine? I wonder if Chris is the guy who watches. Like he's in the corner watching, smoking a cigarette.
I look real orange right now. I look like Donald Trump's neighbor.
You do look
like
real
his
orange.
nephew. Yeah, you look orange and old. That's why I wear sunglasses to hide the bags under my eyes.
There you go.
The lights aren't freaking working. I don't get it.
Ah. Who would have
So what's
guessed
going
the overtime show has production issues?
Yeah. So what have you been up to, Bill? Anything?
And these last 2 weeks, I was going through my notes from work to try to come up with some cool stories from work to like talk about. I got really nothing cool been going on. I got a new apprentice. That's cool. We can talk about that a little bit.
Sure.
I'm in the mid process of doing a somewhat of a large project at a mall. We're replacing a 15-ton and a 25-ton split system. And we demoed all the old equipment, got the new equipment in, and it's just waiting to be piped up now. We got electrical work's got to be done. A little bit of logistical stuff's got to be done. We got to hang some unistrut for the piping and support some things, but that'll be next week's project is starting the piping. But
How big is this unit?
these air handlers, dude, like the ones I demoed, the 25-ton one that I demoed, it was like 9 foot tall. I had to get a ladder to get to the top of it just so I could separate the supply duct.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So biggies.
Just massive. Like I couldn't believe how massive this thing was. And in a second here, I think Adam's got pictures of the new equipment that we put in
I was
place.
trying to de-orange myself a little bit. Sorry.
You look fine. You look beautiful.
You look good better now.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, you
No
look fine.
problem. See, yeah, go ahead, Bill.
But so the old equipment, like this 25-ton, it's 9 foot tall, probably 10 foot wide, and by 4 foot thick, 5 foot thick. It's just a monster, man. And we got this thing demoed, got it all cut apart, got it moved out, got the little 15-ton, that one demoed. That one was like 7-8 foot tall, probably 8 foot, 9 foot wide. Just a monster in its own as well. And then we got the new ones in place, like that right there. So that's the 15-ton unit, right?
Okay.
And like we didn't move any of the ductwork, so you can kind of see how big the other one was. That supply vent on top, that discharge.
Mm-hmm.
That's how tall it was. And that unit right there is 5 foot tall. Like these things, it was just massive. So obviously, we're gonna have some tin knockers come in and
I was going to ask that.
positions, because you know what the weird part is so if you look at that unit, you see the two panels. That lower panel is the return. That top panel, it's just a supply. You can run the supply out there. I think.
Oh, two options.
I'm not real sure, because if you run at first I thought you could pull both those panels off and just hook up a big return to it. But if you pull that top panel off, you're bypassing the coil. You know what I'm saying?
1 second, pause. No City Wax, that was a nice comment. Finally get a chance to catch it live. Need to upload more episodes to Spotify. Nice work, guys. Keep it up. Well, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, Bill, what are you doing? Just because you have 5 people living in your house, a bunch of children.
I'll get right on
I know one thing for sure, guys. We do post the shows in the podcast mode on YouTube. So if you have you can watch on podcasts that doesn't interrupt you on
We
YouTube.
do?
Sure,
Yeah, I keep up to date of that, buddy.
If,
Oh,
if
If I had
Joseph,
a dinger, I'd be dinging it right now, Joe.
Thank you. At least acknowledge it. Thank you. Ding ding.
see
So
right
yeah,
here's our 25-ton unit, and we got both of those through the door. Both these monstrosities through a door, using kind of like we use chain falls with a hung from an I-beam that's kind of above the door. We just kind of like drifted it in. It got the weight off there, drifted it in.
How much
set
does
it
it weigh,
down.
you think?
That one was 900 pounds. I think the other one was 800 pounds. And then we had furniture dollies to move it in there.
900
That part
pounds.
really wasn't that
Can
bad.
you like put it up on something, like elevate it a little bit, like rubber pads or something like that?
No.
No?
I'm not sure if it's going to be, or if we're gonna do that. I'm not real sure what the final product will look like. We just got it in place. It's it'll probably be moved and tweaked a little bit here and there, but the thing that blows my mind is just the size difference. In this picture, you can't even see where the supply is on this because the other unit was so fucking tall. And like, look at that filter rack. That's the return for the old unit.
Yeah.
That return for this unit is that bottom panel. That's it. That bottom fucking panel.
So aren't they gonna like get rid of that and make it smaller?
Yeah, they have to. But see, my thing is I feel like the ductwork is oversized. And again, like I don't know the CFMs.
So what? I mean, it's 25 ton, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of ton.
A lot of
ton. I mean, it just looks so big. Like I've done no math to figure out if it is oversized or undersized, whatever. I've done no math to look at the size of the ductwork versus CFM. I've done none of that. But just looking at it, it just looks ginormous.
Is that on top of the return panel there on this side where the ductwork is? Does it have to be accessible?
Yeah.
Well, not really, because
maybe,
inside that unit there's a filter rack, so we don't need that filter rack anymore. So what they're probably going to do is they're going to cut that all off at the boot, and maybe just come right off of that, build a transition, or
that's just a shame though, because like look at all the surface area they have on that custom filter rack. That's badass, you know.
Yeah, but that filter rack is twice the size of the return.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Just tie it in right there.
Good. They're doing that. They're doing that to achieve a low pressure drop across the filter bank.
Right. They want to go across the whole thing.
I mean, sure. I don't know. The other unit, like I said, the other unit was twice as tall as that one. The other unit, the return was that big.
That's why for this unit, why can't they just put a cam flex over there in the middle? And that's it. Connect to the fucking unit, make a nice frame, and that's it. Connect right to it. Line it up nice.
It's just like if you could see the discharge on this thing, the discharge is like a 2x2 square that comes out the top of that thing. And right there, you can see it. So that's the 25 ton that we were just looking at from a different angle. And so the discharge on that machine right there is like maybe, no, it's not even 2 foot square. It's like a 1 foot square because that unit is 2.5 feet thick. So the discharge on that is like a 1.5 foot square. But that supply ductwork right there is like fucking 4x4 squared.
I would make a nice transition piece, bro. I would make it like go get it done made.
Isn't
nice
that
transition?
Like I know, and again, I don't have the numbers, I don't have the math, I'm not the airflow guy, but just like using my simple brain, it looks like it's just going to go into that ductwork and just not be able to go anywhere because
25 tons is a lot of air. Like I really think you need to bring your DG8, and when you get this thing up and running, you need to measure static pressure and you need to plot the fan airflow and figure that what's going on with the thing, because I think you're going to be surprised.
Oh, I can measure the static pressure. I don't know about plotting the airflow. That's
well, we could do that live on the show.
Sure.
Ding. I agree, Al. Some way, somehow, maybe even on Unistrut, Bill. You put on Unistrut bars and then put vibration pads underneath those. You should raise it up. I agree on something.
I mean,
Adams mentioned it too.
We could this is the very first big project I've done like this. Like the other unit, you see those 4 little round things in the bottom? That's the feet for the other unit. The other one was spring mounted on a metal sort of pedestal on a sled almost. And so this one, we just sat there. It'll probably be we'll probably put on some vibration eliminators or something eventually, but
So just looking at the way they made that filter bank, right? It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of filters. Am I wrong?
Yeah, 4 rows of filters.
I mean,
9 foot
honestly,
across.
if it was me and you could do this, I would try to move that whole air handler as far forward on that concrete curb as you possibly can. Cut off whatever those round things are on the ground to make it flush or whatever. You might want to raise it up a little bit, and then I would try to use that filter bank and transition it down.
That would be nice too. Yep.
You're going to see that you're going to have a much lower pressure drop with that filter bank than what you do on the filter rack of the unit.
And then just pull the filters out of the unit itself.
Pull the filters out of the unit. That's what as long as that thing is tight and it's well made. Which
you know what? You know what I just thought of too. The bottom side of that is open. So if you were to flip that unit over, that entire bottom side is open. There's no panel on the bottom. So if we raise it up, you're just going to be sucking in the dirt. Well, you're going to be sucking in the dirt now because it's.
I mean, you got to do something with that. You can't leave it open.
Can't. Why the fuck would they do that?
I just thought about that. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. Somebody should probably tell the engineers or whoever. Which, by the way, I think it was Ray. There's not a set of drawings for the job that I'm aware of. There's a couple submittals and things, but
this is. I was just going to say this. Hausch. Side panel when you pull it off for the return probably plugs the bottom.
Yeah, probably. How in the fuck are we gonna get the other to tip it over or something?
Well, it would probably fit from the inside, I bet.
Yeah, maybe from the side. Open up the side panel, like slide it in there. Yeah, that's a good call.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Shane. I didn't know what you were saying at first. That would be great.
Yeah, like pull that whole side panel off, take that mid panel, and like rooftop units can do that.
Yeah.
Really duct them.
Package units, yeah. Whichever.
What's that, Brian? Shut up, Brian. With your smarty smart stuff, Huseman.
Oh, gotta raise up.
There you go. L Anonymous says he agrees the filter rack that comes in those fan coils suck, and the filters are always wet. The panel you take off becomes the bottom.
See, you guys are fucking smart. That's why
I would try to move that thing forward. If you can get somebody to make the metal to make that transition.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like I call the shots. I just fucking go there and do stuff. So.
And it's just a transition, so there's enough space to make that work.
They have people that are supposed to come out and make that decision. They're going to look at that setup and they're going to decide what they're going to do. I can tell you what they're going to do, though. They're not going to do what you guys are thinking, I bet. But it does make sense what you're talking about. Keep the surface area of all those filters, because that filter rack, that thing's like fucking 9 foot down. I mean, it's 9 foot across. I think. Wait, you say 4, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4.
4 rows, and they have like 2-inch filters across the whole thing.
9 foot long. Yeah, but
I guess it depends how they're feeling. Will they just box in, or will they do a nice transition?
It would be easier to slide that forward, because those little rubber things, those are just bolted in the cement. Those come right out.
Yeah, move that whole thing forward. Get a nice transition in there. Raise it up so it's flat on the bottom, and it will go straight in where the bottom is return. Boom.
If they are going to cut that off and build it, maybe they will just they'll build one big enough. I don't know, maybe one similar, but they'll kind of rebuild it in a similar fashion. You know, have it just as large, have just as much surface area, perhaps. But if I had to guess, since that's already got an onboard filter rack, and they're just going to say, "Fuck it, we'll just go with that." They'll cut that other one, throw a couple elbows in there. Bob's your uncle.
I don't think that's a good idea, but you do you. Tell them to do that.
I'm not doing it. It's just I just did the heavy lifting, and I'll be doing the piping, and that's the old condenser going bye-bye.
How big of a building is that for? What is it, like in a freaking mall or something?
Yeah, it's at a mall. It's that's probably 2 stories up. But we had to take the legs off that condenser just to get it to fit on the flatbed truck that we brought. Yeah, there are actually heat strips in there. They're up in the ductwork, though.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what Joe posted when we were asking about stuff, and Joe's like, "Who fucking cares?"
No, you know who actually did that? Yamo. Yamo actually did. Chris said something about, Bill's gonna be there. I'm not gonna be there. Some of that, and Yamo's like, he put that, like, asked me if I care.
That guy, he's so disrespectful. I gotta tell you, he's a disrespectful dude. Isn't he? No.
He kills me. Makes me laugh.
So we were talking about Mexico this morning, right?
I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to go into that.
How did that all start again? I don't even remember.
I can't remember how it started, but it got. I think it was probably Joe brought up something racist about Mexicans.
Wedding or something? Was it something about a wedding?
Oh yeah, no. I was talking about because I said when Yamo gets married, do you think we'll get a wedding invitation?
Yes.
You imagine? I wouldn't go to that.
Exactly. That's why I said, I go, would you go? And I sent them a video just not too long ago about some mayor being killed, some young mayor.
You said not
killed.
too long. Hold on a second, guys.
Yeah.
This is 9:30 in the morning. I'm working, and Joe's like, watch this video and tell me what you think. He sends me a 42-minute video. I'm like, who's got time to watch a movie at 9:30 in the morning?
Yeah. I watched 38 seconds of it. I'm like, yeah, I got the gist of that.
12 Ramirez and Joey used be my favorite. Dude, it's just so friggin' corrupt and it makes me sick. Beautiful country, it's getting killed by cartel.
I'll bet that dude's brown.
Most likely.
Well, half my family is brown. Actually, no. 85%.
You're the minority in your house.
Exactly. 85% of the people in my house are brown. That's okay, though. I love all brown people.
I don't, but I was at home the night before and someone sent it to me, and it's crazy. 38, they said 38 politicians killed from cartel in 1 month.
It's
nuts. There's supposed to be the mayor got his head cut off, and then they put his head on a car, and they have pictures on social media of this guy's head on top of a car.
It's like, so the whole build the wall thing, like, I don't know, like there's part of a wall built, right? We got part of a wall built, and they're like, well, we just got to extend it and make it longer. Well, people are going to walk right through that wall. It's not really like a solid wall, for one. And two, there's a lot of private land on the border that you can't just build a wall on. And then three, there's a lot of bodies of water on the border that you can't really build a wall on. But I am for the idea of building a wall, but it's got to be a big fucking wall.
Well, another thing too is like, how thick are those like triangle plates or whatever? Because like
they show people
super thick.
I mean, they show people going through it.
Like, you have an oxyacetylene torch, you'll just freaking cut a hole in the thing. Yeah. But I mean, you have a battery powered grinder or whatever else.
You know how many tunnels the cartel have across the border? Like, they have hundreds of tunnels, I bet, that we don't even know of, that we slowly discover like one every year, and we're like, oh my god, look at this tunnel, and it's got fucking air conditioning and little railroad tracks in there. For every one that they discover, there's 100 that they haven't even found yet, I bet you. But like, if they made a 50-foot cement wall 10 foot thick that went 50 feet above the ground, 30 feet below the ground, through the water, through everything, fuck yeah, let's do that. Either we build a wall like that that's impenetrable from below the ground through the ground, because you're not building a tunnel 30 feet under the ground. Oh, maybe you could, but I mean, it's going to be really hard. But you build it 50 feet above the ground, 30 feet below the ground.
I think they should just have like right out along the border instead of a wall. Do you guys ever see that movie Squid Game?
Yeah,
that sounds familiar.
Do you remember that big girl robot that would turn around, and then like she'd turn back, and if she sees anybody moving, she'd just shoot them?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You just need to put those all over the place.
They're playing like a game of like where they run and they stop across the border.
And if you could make it, you deserve to be in the country. That's it.
She turns around and a gang of Mexicans just fucking run, and then they stop. She turns back around, just blows them apart.
Yeah, actually, if you make it, USA is going to hire you for a special agent.
But you know,
honestly,
what I think the best move is, and I think if Mexico had oil, we'd already done this. Like, America just needs to go in there and fucking just take it over, and fight the cartel and make that the 51st state. You know why? For one, because a lot of jobs are in Mexico. So if we take over Mexico, all of a sudden they're American jobs. We're not exporting stuff to Mexico anymore. We can put things on things like Made in America now instead of Made in Mexico, because it's the 51st state now.
Yeah, we could bring back we could hit up Manifest Destiny 2.0.
Exactly. You know, and like I said, if there was oil over there, we would have taken over. What I don't understand is, like, we go to war, I don't know, across the fucking pond in these third world sand countries, and we're fighting over there and getting killed, and that's not even our backyard. Like, Mexico is right there. Like, it's like we have a diseased leg on our body and we're not doing anything about it.
Oh well, enough about Mexico. Let's talk about HVAC.
Yeah, we try not to get too political around here.
The tequila would be cheaper. That is true. That is true. Actually, speak of everything, Steve.
Landscaping would cost more though, because it'd be Americans doing the work then.
Oh shit.
Steve, were you doing a transition to another side of the HVAC field, buddy?
You becoming a woman?
Not that transition. I think that's already started. No, the one that he's going to, I think, communication, whatever you would call it.
Oh yeah.
Controls.
Yeah, everything HVACR. Are you becoming a controls guy? I heard. Is that what we're talking about?
What about the connectivity? Not a chance. We stay Canada.
Yeah, yeah. Canada's like the preppy friend group that live above us.
I guess.
I mean, hey, if we end up taking Mexico, you're next.
That's true. But you ever look at a map of like how ginormous Canada is versus how much of Canada is actually habitable?
Yeah,
I know.
But like, there's not that many people in Canada.
No. We could take them over in like a weekend.
Yeah, and we don't even need the army. We could just send like people from Detroit up there.
The volunteer Coast Guard,
South
boys.
Send the guys to the south. Okay, south. Go up there and just take it over.
Exactly.
It's inhabitable. Well, there's a lot of places you could, but it's just, what are you gonna do for work? It has to be like, built up. Like,
yeah.
What's going on with Quebec, Joe?
What about him?
The Frenchies up there.
Yeah, what's up with all the Frenchies?
It's a beautiful province.
It's a beautiful
country.
But they don't speak English, right? Oh, now she calls me. Now she's calling me.
Speaker.
No, I can't do that.
Wait, your wife?
Yeah.
Your wife finally decides to call you. Does she not know what you do on Fridays?
It's like, this is my job, This is my job. Speaking of which, I need another one of those hats. Joe, you got any more of those hats?
I'll make one. I'll get one for you.
Hey, you know what? Before the show, I'm gonna put this out here just so it actually happens. Before the show, Joe said that he was gonna give me an Aeon hat that he got from Aeon Training.
Yes.
So everybody knows I'm gonna be rocking an Aeon hat pretty soon.
Yeah, you can have it. I'm not gonna. He's not talking about it, but I guess
we get Aeon to sponsor the show.
Yeah, no. The manufacturer, he's probably watching. The manufacturer that gets the Aeons in.
Maybe we couldn't get Blue on to sponsor the show, or Field or any other sponsor that sponsors. Like, let's see, how many sponsors does Gil have now? About 85 sponsors.
I actually called them, the guys from Blue On. I told them we are going to start calling in and pranking them on the show and trying to stump their tech support guys. And they told me no.
They said no.
Yeah, we should do it anyway.
Did you say like I wasn't asking? I was just telling you.
Just telling you, beware, it's coming.
It's like crossing the road. Like
you got to pay for it. Now you got to pay for it. So
you got to pay for the tech support.
Yeah.
But
we could still get the HVAC Chicks Coalition.
Yeah, we could try to do that, but I feel like I don't know. Every time I tune into the Facebook group, she's like, "I'm not doing it this weekend," and so is doing it. And I don't want to get some random stranger who's covering the on-call.
That's the one bad thing about me. Chris could take calls again, but like I think that mixer I have, I don't think I could do calls on it anymore.
Oh, like us taking calls?
Yeah, because we could dial out calls during the show like we used to. That was wild. We had some freaking.
We should do that. Let's do that again. Let's do that right now.
I don't have I have no capabilities of doing it right now.
It's not a prank if you warn them. Yes, nasty, absolutely. You gotta just do it. So I took a little video today of that boiler job I went to, that same one. So I took apart the heat exchanger, then they put it back, and then they're saying, I forget what his notes were. But anyways, it's going. He arrived there and it's going on high limit. I don't know, it's locked out. Who knows? On one of the boilers, those Locherners, 1.5 million BTUs. I did happen to be once too when I got there. 100%. I put in manual and I ran 100%. When I kicked 100%, it threw the breaker. The screen went blank and it threw the break. Obviously, the screen went blank. It threw the breaker.
When it
And he
ramped
put
up
that in
to 100%,
modulation.
tripped the
It threw the
breaker.
breaker. Yeah. So somewhere I doubt the breakers a little because it happened on both boilers. Unless it was on the same boiler, either it's the breakers a little or somebody didn't wire something right. So when it hits high limit or whatever, fucking
Ryan,
shorting out.
savage. I love that music. We should play that whenever we need Joe to stop talking.
Oh my god, that was good. It was it was good.
This is so calm. Love this music.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Put a little early.
Yeah. No, see if you go back to the other one, we could have like a tea time show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, so much for that story.
We just got done listening to a story from Joe where he started in the middle, and we don't know the problem he's talking about, but he started the story as if we were there with him from the very beginning.
Oh my god.
So now we're just sitting here left to wonder.
Listening to goofy music.
Thank you.
Put it lower at least. Put it lower if you're gonna put music in the bar.
Thank you for tuning in. You're listening to WLK 101, The Mix, right out of Canada.
Oh, you could. Oh man! Wow. Wow.
This is. I know. Thanks, Joel. Thanks, Joel.
Late night HVAC radio. You got it. Is it Joel or is it Joel? Joel Ramirez.
He calls him Joe. Joel.
Joe. He just calls him Joe. What's up, Joe? Mexican.
No, I used to have a friend.
Joe.
I used to have a friend growing up, and we used to call him. He spelled it the same way, but we used to call him Joel.
You want to know what's wild?
Yeah.
When we were at the Animal House, you guys all know. Everyone knows Genry, right? And most of the people in the chat know of Genry, right?
Yeah.
You might not know him, but you know him. Everyone calls him Genry. So I was talking. I don't remember who it was this past year at the Animal House, and someone's like, "Oh, hey, the first year, Genry had his friend with him. It was like his apprentice or friend or whatever." And he's like, "It's so weird because he kept calling him Henry."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I think G's are pronounced like an H in like Spanish freaking speaking areas. I think we're all the a-holes calling him Genry. His name's not Genry, his name's Henry.
You know, the weird thing, I've never met a Mexican named Henry, though. I know he's not Mexican, but you know what I'm saying? Like, Henry?
I mean,
like, I never met a Mexican named Joe either.
Well, that's Joe L.
Yeah, and Joel. Joel. Because the J's are also pronounced like H's, so it's Joel.
Joel?
Yeah, they don't say jalapeno in Spanish. Jalapeno.
They should.
No, it's jalapeno. Joel.
Anywho, you guys are freaking boring.
I forgot.
God. Let's go back to the stories. Jeez.
Yeah, so let's get back to this boiler story. So you touched on the story earlier, but what was the initial problem with this?
The problem is the piping. They didn't do a good job with the piping because they didn't separate both loops, the building loop and the boiler loop. And they used the building loop for each boiler, you could say. Each boiler building loop is going for each 1.5 million boiler. So when that boiler gets called, it ramps up the building loop. So even when you're trying to isolate something, so what happened is I took a video of it. I was trying to troubleshoot, get these things going both at the same time. I don't think they ever were going both at the same time. But anyways, you know, I made an example.
Both boilers are just heating up the building loop. They're not on their own separate loop. And then the building's just pulling off that loop.
Both boilers doing one building loop.
That's crazy.
And I made an example when I was trying to troubleshoot this at the same time. I ramped up in manual mode with the building loop, and the boiler relief valve was going off. That's how you could tell there's no separation at all. There's no separation. So it's so hard to even almost troubleshoot the way they have the pipe. They have a pipe for like a one boiler setup. You could get away with that probably with one boiler. But with two boilers, it's even harder to get away with something like that. There's no way they could use those two pumps to go through the boiler heat exchangers, get enough volume of water through those heat exchangers, and
Could you not just lead and lag and just have one run and one not run?
I think they are set up in, because it kind of like cascades, so they are doing that. But when there's a bigger load, they both ramp on.
Is it piped in a way where one runs through the other one? It's like if the one's off, is it still getting like water's running through it because it's part of the building loop instead of having its own separate?
Sorry about. Did you do something? I don't know. He seems a little low on my end. Is it just me?
I didn't do anything.
He turned the music off.
Okay.
Here, try that.
It was just me here plugged. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, so say that again, dude. Sorry.
Yeah. So the boilers, if one's running and one isn't, is the one pipe pumping water through the other one that's off?
Yeah, that would happen too. Actually, and that's funny you say that, because one does go because supply T, so one water can go to the next one.
Hold on
Oh my god, Adam, you are so annoying today. Turn this shit off, dude.
Let me real quick here. From time to time, Adam will get in the chat and he'll complain about how long he has to wait for a doctor to give him an ADHD test. And like, is there any doubt? Is anybody here like, there's no way that dude has ADHD?
No,
no way. That dude? No. Nah.
I was trying to make it nice for you guys. You know, I was trying to set the ambiance and do the whole thing, and I don't know how to do it.
I bet he forgets to wipe halfway through because he gets distracted.
You know what? I do have a picture of it, probably.
I got shit on my hands now. Damn it.
But I do have a little video of it I'm going to be posting. Yeah, it's not close tip T's. There's no primary, secondary loop. It's boiler supplies, T to the building. Return comes to the building, splits T into the return, into the big pumps, comes back up, and each one goes to the boiler. So they don't even have a T there. They each, on the discharge of the building pumps, into the boilers individually. So they're using one pump for that boiler. That's how it's set up. So if this boiler is running, this pump's running, building pump. If the other building boiler is running, the other building pump's running. So you can't have, let's say, one pump running both boilers. You can't separate. Anyways, it's just, so what I end up doing is, in the long run, what I end up doing is right now is changing some parameters of the boiler, of the stages, and I have them both running. They're finally both running at the same time. They're moderating, they're keeping the loop temp for the outside temperature, obviously. They're keeping it stable right now. No. So I couldn't hear it because the music is so annoying.
It's like quiet as heck, Joe.
I can hear it perfect. Way too loud. But anyways.
Oh man, my nose plugged.
The lowest it could go, dude. Oh my god.
You don't like that?
No, lower.
Is that loud, everybody?
It's annoying.
I barely hear it.
I could
barely hear it. Oh my god!
Mouse part.
It's not crushing my soul.
It's just there. You hear it too much. It's like there's got to be. There's tunes. Yeah, there's tunes. All right. Barely hear it. Eh? Okay. All right.
Joe's real fed up right now. He can't take it.
If you guys, I don't know. I hear maybe it's just these amazing Apple AirPods. You hear everything. I don't know.
I hear music. As if there's any other way to take it in.
Oh, thank you, Michael. Finally, someone on the same page.
All right,
it is annoying.
If Hausch says he doesn't like it, I'll turn it off.
If Hausch says it's annoying,
of course it's annoying. I
can't be annoying.
Concentrate.
I kind of like that little bit of background music. I mean,
it has to be.
It's a little bit loud. So now he's gonna play with the colors.
Super gay, like that music.
Super gay. Super gay. I was working on a boiler this week too.
Oh yeah, what was going up with your boiler?
We had some boilers from the '60s, Cleaver Brooks. Forget the model number, but big, giant, old bastards. And the tubing was compromised, and these are from like the '60s, '65 or something like that. It's super old. Or maybe not maybe not '65, but they're at least 30 years old, I think. So 30, 40 years old, I'm guessing. But the one, and they're twinned. They're not twinned, but they're twins. so the one side, the piping was compromised. My service manager showed me a video of this past heating season last year when they had it up and running. It burst one of the pipes and just blowing water everywhere. And it's, what did he say? It's like $20,000 to replace it, or $20,000 for a new one. Obviously, it costs more to install that one, but just to repair it, to have the tubes removed and new tubes installed in this boiler, it's like $19,000. And the rumor is they're going with the repair instead of the replacement. And like my service manager was like, this one right here that we're looking at is they're the same age and they're basically in the same condition. And this one's showing signs of what I think is leaking. Like we skinned it, we pulled the sides off, pulled the panels off, got down to the tubes, and like you can see like track marks, like water track marks, which I guess it could be condensation maybe, but I don't think so. It looks like the water track marks are it looks like they've been water tracking down in those spots for a very long time. And I think if it was condensation, it wouldn't be in the same spot all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that's
either way, condensation probably still bad for those anyways, right?
True. Yeah. See, Jason Johnson says XID tubes.
Let me see. I have a picture here. It's
a cleaver.
Almost like how it's piped from the
I wonder if I saved a picture of it. I got a picture on my other phone, I think. I don't have it on this phone.
Oh, fuck. Can't.
No, I can't see it that well.
I gotta send this.
Oh, nope, I don't. I don't have a picture of it.
No?
No.
I'll try to get a picture of this setup, too. It's almost like how they piped it. I could send this to Adam, probably, to post up. But yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, I don't know what they're going to do on that, but it would be kind of cool to get involved in one of those projects replacing these giant boilers. I have another location that they are replacing this boiler. This boiler is like fucking 9 foot tall, 15 foot long, just this giant boiler. And there was 2 of them in this location, and they ripped them both out. For whatever reason, they only pulled one up through the ceiling, through the roof.
Okay.
The other one's still in the room. I don't know why they didn't do both at the same time, but anyway. And the funny, the thing is, the crazy thing to me is, in place of just one, so you got this massive roof, and they had 2 of these giant boilers, like again, 9 foot tall, like 15 foot long, like just fucking massive. And to replace those, and the building hasn't changed, it still needs the same amount of heat. And to replace those, they got 2. What are those? Maybe they're Ray packs. I don't know. I can't remember what they are, but they're 2 like just little rectangle things that fit in the footprint of 3/4 of one of those. And they're
Resoners?
I don't know if they're Resoners. I can't remember the name right now. No, I want to say Lochinvar, but I don't think they're Lochinvars. I feel like they're Ray packs. But they got this fucking cool metal stand that they sit, one's on the bottom, one's on the top. They're kind of uneven a little bit to line up the vents, the tubing, but just it's amazing. The times have changed. The way technology has changed. I mean, because you're talking 50 years ago, these 2 giant boilers that took up this entire room is what
now they're small.
Now it's
condensing too.
Space, like maybe even half the space of the one, because they have this metal sled and the stack, whatever these units are on, and it's like half, maybe 3/4 of the footprint of the one. It's wild. Piping is really nice though.
And actually, it's funny with the job I was at today too. You know what I noticed as well is there's no glycol, it's water, and they have no Y strainers on the main loop. Maybe I haven't checked by the boxes, like the VAV boxes where the coils are going into.
I didn't see Y strainers on this one either.
God, you gotta put something there. Like
I didn't think about that.
Would it be a better idea to put Y strainers like on the boiler loop instead of the main loop? Just because,
put it right beside the boiler. That's even though it's probably the lowest spot as well. Put it right by the boiler, like on the return side, I guess.
Yeah, I forget. Jog my memory on low mass boilers. I know we've discussed this before, but low mass boilers. What are these again? Like what's
supposed to be like not a. It's a small boiler, right? Like the heat exchanger is small. It's a low mass. It's not a big monster freaking cast iron whatever type of boiler. It's supposed to be a condensing boiler.
So what does he mean? Like if you, so the problem with low mass boilers is they don't make sense unless you can keep return water temps low.
Not oversizing and stuff like that. It's true. You want to use it for what's,
so if you're bringing back too much heat, like if you let's say you oversize it, you didn't size it right, so the space it's going to isn't eating up all the heat that you're sending out to it. So is that along the same lines of, like you're bringing back temperatures higher?
That's I don't think that's necessarily the like oversized. I think it's more like water temp setting. Like what are you setting the water temp
too?
at?
Oh, yeah, true.
Separating loops,
lower the temperature.
Yeah. True.
You only get 85% efficiency if water return temps are.
Joe, the one that you were working on, what do they have? Is it like cast iron radiators? What is it?
They have. I show in the little video I took. It's like VV boxes are going to hanging little heaters. The typical hanging heaters in commercial buildings. They go to VV boxes. So a lot sporadically they have VV boxes just with air and dampers from the Daikin, and some have a coil built in for heat as well.
That's the only thing the boilers are connected to.
Yeah.
So
VV boxes and.
Do you really need really high water temperatures for that?
No.
There you go.
Not
Turn
really.
that baby down, Joe.
I did.
Way down.
Yeah, it's. I think I converted. Dude, don't get me started. It's Celsius. For some reason, some stuff is Celsius. The control guys out there, dude, it drives me nuts on our end when I see Celsius and Fahrenheit, especially in the same program. Oh my god! So you get Celsius, you're doing it for the building operation, like makes sense of it. They want to I guess it makes sense to some of them, but then it conflicts with some Fahrenheit settings, and then it's just, anyways. But yeah, it is pretty low. I've checked when I was doing the conversion.
Can't we all just eventually adopt the same system of measurements?
I mean, I think we're the only idiots of the world.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we cater to the idiots, so we have to use Fahrenheit.
How did we get
used to it.
Like, this is a whole side rant, but how did we get? Why are we different? Why are we still using SAE and everybody else is using metric?
That's probably a good Clive question, right?
Yeah.
I miss Clive. We gotta have Clive back on the show sometime again, if we'll even entertain the idea, since we haven't talked to him in so long.
Well, he was on actually when you were gone the other day.
Yeah.
Of course, he's always on. He's always on. Hey, what's up, Clive? We were just talking about you.
There you go.
I was just
all right. We're talking about Celsius somehow.
Because I was thinking about Clive the other day, because I was grooming myself, and I often think about Clive when I groom myself, and I was just like trying to come up with a better beard shape, and I was like, who probably is the person to give me beard advice is Clive. So I ended up like going almost straight back with the beard. I know you can't really tell, but I'm happier with it. I got the sideburns gone, and I'm just gonna grow this out. Like this is my new look.
All right, so you want to know why we use Fahrenheit?
Why?
Or are we over that?
Wait, Clive says they use both there.
Just
How
like us.
confusing would that be?
Just like I know, that's why it is confusing.
So it says historically, Fahrenheit scale was the preferred scale globally when the U.S. began. Is that true? So in like the 1776, 1800s, Fahrenheit was a thing?
Probably. I mean, we're sticklers around here. We don't like to change.
Yeah, so it said that was like a thing before. I didn't know that, but maybe. And then people in the U.S. are familiar with it, so we don't want to switch. Precision. The Fahrenheit scale is more precise for the human experience. It's like a tighter, smaller scale.
Everything HVACR says technically it is more accurate, which I think he's talking about Celsius.
No, Fahrenheit. It's a smaller scale. So that's one of the things that I've found when I'm certain mini split manufacturers out there. If you use their wired wall controllers, they go up in increments of 2 degrees.
Oh yeah, for Celsius.
Even if you set it at Fahrenheit, because it's turning up in a Celsius scale. So, yeah.
I can't imagine the logistical nightmare it would be to change at this point.
So So there isn't too many. Obviously, I was checking when I was checking the VAV boxes. There wasn't too many calling because the temperature set point was kind of met, and I wasn't gonna sit there and change the settings and all that stuff. So right now, with the load, with a few of them on each floor, 4 floors, it's maintaining both cycling on and off. The both on. I never seen them on both at the same time. So hopefully it works. Hopefully it's my mic on. I don't know. I gotta check that. I didn't check that.
Hey.
But hopefully it's yeah.
All right. Hopefully it works.
Hopefully with the load, with the bigger load on the system, it keeps up. And because I ramped them both down, I screwed around with the stages so it doesn't give first of all 100%. And so it anyways.
It's usually in the back end, the switch. Like you have to go into the settings to switch.
I did. Yeah, I went to deep in parameter settings. I was looking at the
Did
reset.
you guys know
looking at temp settings. Yeah.
there was the metric. There was something in the 1975 called the Metric Conversion Act that was passed. Okay, and the United States attempted to switch over to Celsius in 1975. So it never took though. People chose not to use the new systems and learn the new systems. We just stuck with. They passed this thing in 1975, and the United States citizens, they said, "Screw it, we're not doing it.
We're gonna stick to what's more technically accurate or whatever."
Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit invented it in the 18th century. He's a German physicist.
Yeah, but why did he invent it? Why was this better than Celsius, which had already been around?
The tighter scale.
Look what Joel says. Oh yeah, you already got that. There you go.
I just wish Chris was here so he can see how I'm not successful in HVAC.
We'll tell him, Joel. We'll let him know.
Joel.
Wow. I prefer metric of measuring, but it's hard to find tape measures rulers here without special ordering them.
I can't even imagine. Like, hold on, that's 872 centimeters and 4 millimeters or whatever. I can't wrap my head around it.
They use it for a lot of drawings here. They'll use that. That's where it's kind of handy.
I can't do that, dude. I can't do the conversions. I have to Google it every time and Google like Celsius Fahrenheit conversion calculator.
But if you see drawings in the scale and then you have to convert it after, it's not too bad. But for drawings, for some reason, it's not. I don't know. I got used to it. I guess because he's just, it's more precise for the drawings. I'm not sure.
But it's crazy to me that we have. It's like, what if for example, the UK? What if in the UK they had named all the body parts different? Like all the body parts in the UK were called different things, and organs were called different things, and blood was called different things. So you go over there and the doctor's just like telling you all this other stuff, but using completely different words. That's what it seems like to me.
Yeah. They could be screwing around with it, yeah. What about Kelvin and Rankine? Oh, absolutes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one. Yeah, absolute scales. They taught us that, but I totally right over.
Why?
Yeah. Because we don't use them, so it's just I don't know why they taught us, but
we converted to Celsius. I don't really plot anything like that.
One uses Rankine, I believe, is on the Fahrenheit scale, and I could be wrong.
It's funny, Susie.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
And Calvin is on the Celsius.
My Uncle Melvin had rank in the KKK.
That's not funny.
No.
Oh my God.
No, but I bet it's kind of true.
Take that off.
Oh, which, by the way, I don't remember. I don't know why this makes
you said I think it's probably true.
Yeah, it's probably true. Yeah.
Oh, Kelvin used for lighting 35. Oh, I just realized that, Clive. Honestly, I was like, what the?
You gotta remember, like a lot of these backwood trailer goblins, like their relatives were into some bad stuff.
Yeah, I didn't realize this, guys. Honestly,
speaking of trailer goblins, what's up, Randy Ravioli? If you're out there watching tonight,
I don't think he does ever anymore.
I don't think he does because
he was in chat the other day.
I don't know, Randy. If you're watching, say something in the chat. He's not here though.
Yeah.
Did you see he made a post on Facebook the other day? He got a new cow.
Oh, did he?
Oh, he got another new cow? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he was asking everybody. He's like, I got to think of a name for this cow. I gave him.
Oh, yeah,
I gave him.
everybody's seen that.
I gave him my idea. He didn't. They didn't like it. I don't.
Oh yeah, what'd you say again?
I said Muka Mumu pants.
Oh no, I was gonna say something like milky nipples. This is my cow, milky nipples.
Nice.
Kelvin is used for lighting. 3,500K. Oh yeah, I didn't think about
I know.
that.
I didn't realize that. That's what they
I
were
never
saying.
remember like what the number is on the lighting scale. So like I feel like I always buy the wrong light bulbs at the store, and it always looks like a freaking.
Dude, I got like one room is like a fucking tanning bed, and then my other room it's like moonlight or something, and then I got one room that's like a beach at midday.
You're like in an office building.
You have to admit though, guys, when you see those new, when everybody switched over to LEDs, like you're saying, the Calvin or whatever LED lights, and their house is that bright, cool white, like we use for whatever. It looks dumb.
Here above me.
Yeah, it looks dumb. You gotta admit.
And this is I got this like 4-socket thing that screws into one socket, so I have 4 bulbs in place of 1 bulb.
Oh yeah,
cool. Yeah,
that's not bad. Gives you a lot of light.
Yeah, I like it.
But when you see like through the windows, like you see the white light in people's houses, I just think it looks corny. Even buildings, when you see buildings, some are like bright, some are they have that.
Like if I have a light,
the bright white light is the worst.
It is. I don't know. There's no cool to it. There's no.
I have to take the bulb and like take it into Lowe's with me to figure out the.
Oh yeah.
What is Sedberg saying? That light is disgusting. Spelled disgusting wrong.
5,000K is a neutral white and 6,000K is cold white. Yeah.
Huh.
What about like an orange white? I want like an incandescent type bulb where it's like
they do have those. So I have a couple. And yeah. They're nicer. You're not gonna go put like bright white lights in a dining room. You know what I mean? It's like just so corny. And everybody was doing it. Yeah, I gotta save power. All these baby boomers were like, change them all, take all those light bulbs out and put these bright white lights in. It was just so dumb.
The worst is when you have like, all right, so you have like your bathroom fixtures, you have your like 3 lights.
Yes.
And then you go to change one of them and it's a different color right in the middle or on the right side. You're like, oh man. And then you never can figure out what color you got. So you got to change all 3 of them.
All 3 of them. Yeah. It looks dumb. Yeah. Different. Looks like Christmas lights after.
3,000. 3K.
Even on your front porch or your deck or something, you have this bright white lights. I think it's dumb. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm more of a soft white, glow, like a orange glow. Like these light bulbs over here, further down in my basement, are like the orange-ish glow. And then this one's got 4 of the bright white lights because right now I feel like the lighting is better like this.
Basement, yeah, absolutely.
But it looks like an alien is like coming and landing on your head right now with all that.
Yeah. I mean, I could probably adjust that with my.
Well, the white that you remember has a white wrap behind them too, right?
Yeah, that doesn't help either. Let me manipulate my settings here. You guys talk amongst yourself.
Can we bring
back?
What should we talk about?
Yourselves. As I bump it to bump.
So I was putting an access door in a room in that same building. So like beginning of the shift and at the end of the shift, I was looking at that boiler, making sure it's still on. They're both on. So I'm super stoked about it. If they could keep up with just the way I set them up, I could deal with that. We can't go to the owner and the client saying, oh, they fucked up in the piping. It's not recommended. It could work, but you're not getting the proper flow 100%. It's not recommended. It's not good. They shouldn't have piped it like this. I'm not going to say that now, right?
Nope, you can't.
You can't. You can't. Who's
going to sue? Look, Susie's in a dress in her profile picture.
What?
She's all dressed up. She's got sunglasses hanging. That's a new picture. I don't know.
She must be going on a date to the IHOP.
1,500K, is that a real thing?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I don't know.
1,500. It's probably soft.
I need like a HVAC Overtime flag or something painted on this fucking piece of insulation back there.
Oh, the other thing. Remember that cooler that was just on off cycles
right now?
Yeah, it was using an off cycle for defrost.
Yeah, it was so close to temp. So I just suggested something. I don't know how I look like a genius. I don't know why nobody else suggested this because it's a huge cooler room, right? They have that aisle empty because they're afraid the water, when it's freezes up, it's gonna, kill the product. Well, it happened the other day, and the aisle's done, puddle on the floor, and their product's gonna get wet. So I go to the guy, hey, listen, we can install trays underneath these evap and pipe into a tray in the meantime. So
or you could just fix them.
Right.
Well, yeah, until they get rectified because he's going through courts and stuff. Let's put a bigger tray around it, so if it does get frozen or whatever, something happens, it goes in the tray. Oh, I love that. Okay, give me a price on that. So there you go. Just creating more work. That's all it takes. 4 big evaporator trays, jumbo evaporator trays, pipe them up. There you go. Boom. It'll solve a lot of problems. Product won't get wet anymore. That's for sure.
Oh,
Can't go up there.
Did you hear about the Walmart worker that got stuck in the oven?
No.
Is that true?
I want to hear about this.
What happened?
I'm going to Google it.
How do you get
Austin
stuck
Wilson. AC just went out, not blowing at all, of nowhere. Came home from a trip. Looked like a power went out while we were gone. That's the only thing that happened. Sorry, Austin, you have to call a tech out there.
19-year-old Walmart employee was found dead in his store's walk-in oven in Canada. In Canada.
Oh yeah, Will said it.
Safety regulations in Canada.
What?
Does this guy have his red tag?
Okay, so
he was discovered by her mother. Why was his mother? Who also worked there. They worked there together, according to a community fundraiser for the family. The team was identified as Gershmerin.
Yes, okay. Got it.
According to a fundraiser organized. Sorry, that wasn't funny.
Okay.
By the Society in Halifax, Nova Scotia, on behalf of the family. On October 19th, fateful Saturday night, she was found burned to death in the walk-in oven at the Walmart bakery, the fundraiser said. Halifax Regional Police said that they were called to Walmart at 9:30 p.m. and found the young woman's body in a large walk-in oven belonging to the store's bakery department. Kerr and her mother had worked at the Walmart for 2 years, according to the fundraiser. That evening, Kerr's mother tried to find her after not seeing her for an hour. She asked around and tried to call her to no avail.
Oh my
God.
That's horrible.
Imagine the horror that her mother experienced.
Jesus Christ, man.
Opened the oven.
I don't even know such thing as walk-in ovens, to be honest with you. How's that even?
I've worked on those. Like bagel shops have those, and Walmart
really?
too. Oh yeah, like the bagel shops, they'll have these giant carts full of bagels. They'll wheel them into these ovens, and the oven has a rack that'll like hook onto it, lift it up, and spin it around. And yeah, I mean, I have a couple pictures of back when I did more hot side stuff of where I was in these bread ovens, and it's got this giant 8-foot carousel thing where you have all these platforms that are 6 foot long. Like I laid on them. You just lay in there and like work on shit.
Oh, dude.
And,
there has to be redundancy of safety of
you
all kinds.
It's like locking out breakers. You have to lock out all the switches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did this happen? That's what I don't get.
They just said they found her burnt.
Like that, what is it? Arby's, I think. Arby's or a Wendy's manager that died in the freezer, the walk-in freezer.
That one that the person died in the freezer, I think that one also was found by either the mother or son or whatever.
Yeah, the son, I think.
If you remember correctly, they worked together as well. That's such a weird freaking dynamic.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, Jason, that is bad if they did, man. That's something you don't fuck around with, man. I'm sorry. People got to be on that safety, guys. Safety, whatever. Representative. Man, that's fucked up.
It is fucked up.
Yeah, I did not hear about this. It was in Canada. Wow. Crazy. Because usually we're pretty good on that stuff. So there's going to be a huge investigation in that. That's for sure.
You think since she has free healthcare, they still try to do CPR when they got her out?
I don't know, but like I want to know. I mean, I don't want to know, but like, how long do you think it would take somebody to die? And I want to know like what the temperature. What do you think the temperature was set at? Even if it was set low, that low is usually around what 300 or 350.
Yeah, it's still got to be a couple 100 degrees because 400 or 500 degrees probably. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what they do with those ovens. What they're cooking in them, but
I've seen some industrial ones. You'd be surprised. Be careful if you're going in. Yeah, no kidding, dude. I'll be even afraid to go in. Like someone's gonna just do it on spite. Someone's having a bad day. It's like fuck you. Close the door. Keep you in there for a bit. Like I'll be so
Listen,
like
Joe, we don't have mafia in our background, so I don't know what you're
right.
talking.
I know, right? Oh, he's in there. Good. Now's a good time. Here.
now's a good time. Now's a good time to stab him in the neck with an ink pen.
Right. Oh my god, Walmart cremator available now.
Walmart cremator.
Too soon. Too soon.
Here's my next question. Do you think they're going to use that oven again?
Yeah, 100%. 100% they're using it now.
Really?
All they did was they turned that bitch up onto self-clean mode.
Oh man.
Turned off all the shit and they're like, throw some rotisserie chickens in there, guys. And be like, wait a minute, it still smells like Barb. We gotta get the smell out of there.
No Gardish. But yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Like it must have been like on or something. And then she like walked in there to maybe change a rack of something or
they're paid cheap. They're just workers, whatever, and they just gotta get this out or whatever. Close the door. Oh my
that's a good question. Why isn't there a kill switch on the inside?
Barbecue. Yeah, that's a really good question.
Yeah, but wouldn't it melt? You can't have what would you use as a kill switch?
I don't know. Good point, but like there gotta be something they could think of.
You just have like a metal lever or something.
Something.
Oh,
a maintenance manager and worker were cooked to death in a conveyor oven when they went in on the conveyor to try and reset some panels. They thought they'd allow it to cool enough. They thought oh my god. Imagine that. Jesus Christ. Blast ovens. Yeah, good night. Anywho. All right. At least it works on like the McDonald's milkshake machine.
Imagine getting that service call. I'm like, hey, there's something wrong with our oven. And you go out there and like, oh yeah, there's an employee in there. That's why it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's true. Dehydrated, safeties, and passed out. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why there gotta be safeties there.
Beef jerky with the Walmart sweater on.
Oh my god!
You gotta get that out of there.
Jeez, now selling beef jerky, Walmart special.
Walmart was closed for 2 days.
While the police did their investigation, I guess there was a specific way the door has to be closed, so foul play cannot be ruled out.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Joe might be right.
Yeah, it's for Walmart to close for 2 days. That's fucking serious, dude.
Yeah, someone died in an oven, man.
They close 1 day a year for Christmas, and they don't even close the entire day.
True.
For them to close for 2 days for that, something.
Oh, the Ministry of whatever, Health and Safety or Labor or whatever came in for sure. They're doing investigation, police investigation.
Yeah, have a good weekend, you guys.
Yeah. Print press. That's nothing. Print press. What? What's this? My dad found the guy in the print rollers. Oh my god.
Can you imagine it? Every once in a while I stumble on those videos where they show like they have pictures of them, but they show like worst ways to die.
Yes. Watch out for the McDonald's quarter pounder onions.
I adjusted the background accordingly.
Oh yeah, that's not cool.
Huh. What happened?
I said I adjusted the background to fit the conversation.
It's all
gosh. You guys are bad.
You guys are so insensitive.